Well, welcome to Movie Community College. I am the professor, and we all know what's been going on with the LAC. And I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is maybe 2 or 3 days old. China is doing a mass troop buildup at the LAC. Massive, 50,000 troops, tanks, all kinds of stuff. And I got a video here from China Uncensored. Great channel. I really enjoy their channel, and we'll go ahead and take a look at it. And what I'd like to know is in the comment section, what are your thoughts about this? What do you think about this? Oh, let's go ahead and take a look, shall we?
Chinese and Indian troops gather as a deadly border conflict threatens to get even worse. Welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Remember less than 2 months ago when Chinese and Indian troops had a deadly brawl in a disputed border area? And then both sides were like, we're totally gonna de-escalate and disengage. Well, good news, both sides are disengaging. If by disengage you mean they're both stationing more troops along the border, called the LAC, or the line of actual control. So they are not disengaging. According to the New York Times, thousands of Chinese and Indian troops are amassed over a contentious, jagged line in one of the most remote places on Earth. Satellite photos reveal a major Chinese buildup, including a blizzard of new tents, new storage sheds, artillery pieces, and even tanks. But China promised they were going to solve the difference through dialogue. Dialogue!
China and India both expressed that they want to solve differences through dialogue to maintain the peace and stability of the border region.
Well, maybe what the Chinese Foreign Ministry meant by dialogue was India and China would station more soldiers along the border so they can yell at each other. And you definitely need more soldiers to do that because otherwise it's hard to hear the insults. I mean, dialogue. The new buildup is happening here, along the line of actual control between the Ladakh region, which is part of India, and Aksai Chin, which is territory claimed by India but controlled by China. India plans to add 35,000 troops to the area. And Indian commanders acknowledge that their soldiers, too, now carry hand weapons, like bamboo sticks and slingshots. That's after both sides had previously agreed not to arm troops along the border, but then Chinese troops came at Indian troops with these. Look, I know how this goes. It starts with a snickberry switch. Then it gets slingshotted. And soon we'll be seeing an 8-nozzled elephant-toted boom blitz. That makes a lot more sense if you've read the Butter Battle book, which Dr. Seuss teaches kids about arms races and mutually assured destruction. Otherwise, you probably think I'm a crazy person. Anyway, this may not surprise you, but India is basically playing catch-up to China when it comes to weapons. And on top of that, satellite photos show rapid Chinese military buildup in the area. This is the Galwan River Valley. It's in Aksai Chin, that territory controlled by China. Wow. And it's close to the line of actual control. Here's a bend in the river on May 22nd, and here's the same spot on June 23rd. Here's another Chinese military camp in the same region. And here's yet another Chinese military camp. What's happening is the Chinese Communist Party is following the same strategy it used in the South China Sea. Build up a military presence, but do it gradually.
Because
so
they're
that
cowards.
There's no single incident that other countries can use as an excuse to take action. Like I said in a previous episode, this is called salami slicing, which sounds like it should be a Dr. Seuss book, but it's not. Locals living on the Indian side of the line of actual control tried to warn the Indian government about the buildup of Chinese troops. But the Indian military refused to do anything about it.
Not true at all.
They say there was a code of silence in which the Indian media was complicit, and that the Indian armed forces didn't want to face the fact that a more powerful and aggressive military was steadily nibbling away at its territory. But that is finally changing.
Nice.
Take Aksai Chin. As I said, China controls it, but Indian officials have said they will take it back. If India controls it, that would take a huge chunk of territory between Tibet and Xinjiang, two of China's happiest regions. China's People's Liberation Army, the PLA, has deployed close to 50,000 troops here, and the Indian Army is now deploying tanks, armored personnel carriers, and 4,000 men. India is also trying to catch up with its own construction boom, putting in a variety of roads, rails, and air bases to match the Chinese buildup. But currently, China has the infrastructure to get its military into the area faster than India, which is why you have Chinese state-run media promoting videos about how fast China can get troops into the area. On the Indian side, a total of 73 strategic roads and 125 bridges have been sanctioned along different sectors on the Indian side of the LAC. But progress has been slow. Only 35 roads have been finished so
not
far.
relative, a huge.
Nevertheless, in terms of air power, military experts say India has a relative advantage, as China's bases are generally further from the LAC and at higher altitudes where the thinner air means jets can carry less fuel and payload. And India has recently purchased 36 French fighter jets. The French jets can be armed with air-to-air, air-to-ground, and anti-ship missiles, as well as a 30mm cannon, and an especially dangerous weapon, the baguette launcher. Now, one reason India had held back on building a lot of infrastructure in the region was the fear that Chinese troops could use it for an invasion of India. But then China started building its own infrastructure, so plans change.
That's
Of course,
right, brother.
India
We're with you,
does
brother.
have one huge advantage over China, the U.S. Here's a recent speech by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
The United States has never been more supportive of India's security. It's important that democracies like ours work together, especially as we see more clearly than ever the true scope of the challenge posed by the Chinese Communist Party.
Another great video. I appreciate this channel. I think they do a good job exposing China. Some of his media that he chose was extremely liberal. New York Times. It's not going to give you the truth, China or India. So don't get rattled by that. But it was a great video. And more is coming, man. America's with you. Israel's with you. India will overcome, and I really do think that they'll take that area back. And now that I know the area, that is what was lost, I think in 62, wasn't it? What was lost in 62 by that sneaky attack that China did, those sneaks. Okay, guys, well, I will catch you later. Peace and much love. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Hello, guys. This is Kareem. I hope you're doing well. And as you know, the professor has resisted Patreon for a long time. But now is the time for Movie Community College to offer Patreon. And you may be asking, why now? Well, for several reasons. One, we want to make documentaries, and those have a cost to them. Two, we want to make short films, and those also will have a cost to them as well. Three, we're going to take legal action, all the proper precautions to do reaction videos. So if you're excited about this and you want to get some amazing swag from Movie Community College and some awesome rewards, then definitely help support Movie Community College by checking out the Patreon link below this video.